welcome back to AUMcuisine. I'm making a tomato soup that is specifically for a phenomenal voice. So in my pan here I have some coconut oil, and to that I'm going to be adding in some star anise. So the right way to remember all of the spices is that you want to be a star and you want to sing beautifully like African Americans. So we're going to be putting in black cardamom. We're going to be putting in some black pepper, and black pepper is just beautiful. It's from India, Telasheri, and throwing in some bay leaves. And to that I'm going to be adding in some onions. You always want to put your spices directly into the oil so that it kind of infuses the flavor beautifully. You know, when I was a kid, I really wanted to sound like an African American pop star. And I thought, my God, they have the most beautiful voices. They totally do. So I'm going to be throwing in some garlic there and some ginger. And always remember, it's never about the quantities. You just don't go overboard. You'll be able to eyeball and see what I'm really doing with this. So while all this is warming up, we are going to be adding in a few more things. Remember and notice that I put the whole ones first, then put the onion, ginger, and garlic. Now I'm putting the powders. So I'm going to be putting in the coriander powder, a teeny weeny bit of cinnamon powder, and then I'm going to be putting in some turmeric powder and some garam masala powder. Okay, so allow that to get all lovely. Smells so good. I wish you guys can smell through YouTube, you know, that'll be really nice. Okay, over here I have 4 tomatoes. And the tomatoes have been soaked in hot water and peeled. You don't want the skin for this recipe. Fabulous. So what we're going to be doing in now is we're going to throw a beautiful blend of the 4 peeled, like a medium-sized tomato, based on which side of the pond you're from, into this lovely spiced onion ginger garlic mix, which has all of these lovely spices in there. So you do not want to add the salt. It's going to affect the boiling point of this soup. We're just going to be letting that thrive, making sure that nothing is bent in the bottom. You want to make sure you paddle your way across completely. It looks so delectable. I've done so many versions of tomato this, tomato that, but this one is what my mom used to recommend us having before we had a school performance. So whether we were like singing or speaking or there was debate and stuff. And as kids we did so many different things. So this was something she often made. And I always used to wonder whether she added one more ingredient. So I texted her and found out that she did not. So she did not put any cumin in it. She would just add the garam masala powder. So that is perfect. So while that comes to a boil, give it about 3 to 5 minutes based on the BTU of your stove. Make sure that a fast boil happens. When the fast boil happens, you want to go ahead and add some water and make sure you give it a quick little stir. And then we allow it to do a rapid boil, 3 to 5 minutes. And while it's coming to a beautiful little roar like that, that's when I finally add the salt to taste. Now, I've been cooking for a bit, you know, so I kind of can eyeball the salt, but you really want to pay attention when you're making this dish, because if you are a novice, you really want to pay really close attention. But I know many of you are celebrated cooks that have been doing this for a really long time, so I think you'll be good on the salt front, because I don't want the flavor of this beautiful tomato soup, which is so good for your performance, to be marred just because the salt went a little crazy. And that can happen, you know. So there you have it. Beautiful. I'm going to, you know, kind of just put a little cilantro for it on the side, and nothing too fancy, but I'm definitely going to do the taste test right now. So to me, it's like a cross between an Indian rasam, for which we have a recipe. We have an Ayurvedic rasam recipe, and a sarba, a tomato sarba. We have that recipe too, and a tomato bisque. So if all three of them had a beautiful little fusion, it would taste like this bowl. I hope you have beautiful experiences with the clarity of your speech, voice, and here's to your performance in the great drama of life. Until we meet again in another episode of AUMcuisine, this is Vaidyaji Priyanka.